What's going on, guys? It's AG here. So today we're going to be taking a look at a team that a lot of people have been asking me in the comments, like, why are they not in my preseason top 25? We're going to be taking a look at Virginia Tech. So they're close to my top 25, first off. They're about top 30-ish. But what we're going to look at today, look at their schedule last year, kind of talk about an overview of the offseason, look at what they did in the recruiting rankings, look at what they did in the transfer portal, and then ultimately look at their schedule this year and pick and predict it. But last year, Virginia Tech, really good year. In year two under Brent Pry, kind of a good turnaround, I would say, at Virginia Tech. Now, not the greatest year, obviously. You've got some questionable losses here, as you can see last year's schedule on your screen. But this year, I think the schedule is a little more manageable. 7-6 last year is pretty solid. But this year, I think they're definitely a contender in the ACC. The ACC not only is up for grabs, but what Virginia Tech brings back, they're going to be a contender for sure. They bring back their quarterback, Kyron Drones. That's kind of the main one everybody talks about. With a good year, could end up being a Heisman candidate. Bring back their leading rusher from last year, their leading receiver from last year, their leading tackler. They're going to be pretty good. And like I said, they could be a threat in the ACC, which is, in my opinion, up for grabs right now. It's pretty wide open. I think there's about 6-7 teams that could win it, and Virginia Tech is one of them. But look at their schedule last year. Obviously, losses to Purdue, Rutgers, and Marshall. Florida State, Louisville, and NC State. Now, those conference losses aren't bad. They kind of got handled by Louisville, but as far as the quality of teams, those aren't bad. And then as far as non-con-wise, Purdue, Marshall, I would hope you could beat them. Rutgers, I'm actually pretty high on. I thought they were pretty good last year, and they're probably going to be even better this year. But Virginia Tech, a little different schedule this year, not exactly the same, but we'll look at that here in a second. First off, though, let's look at the recruiting rankings. All right, recruiting-wise, all right, you've got the 49th ranked recruiting class, 45th ranked recruiting class, 77th transfer portal class. Looking at their recruits, you've got a 4-star coming in at linebacker, then a bunch of 3-stars coming in. That should help you down the road, hopefully. Probably not any immediate impact guys here, but ultimately, down the road, like I said, will help you. And then looking at their transfer portal, they've got some guys that can definitely help out, I think. Got a D lineman coming in from Alabama. He should be able to help right away. Another D lineman coming in from Oklahoma, Duke. So they've loaded up on the D line with Power 5 transfers. Even anytime you can bring in Power 5 transfers, even if they're backups from where they were, they could start for you now because they've got that experience playing against other Power 5 schools, especially from Alabama and Oklahoma. Like, those are top tier Power 5 schools. You get them to transfer in, that should help you out a little bit. All right, and then looking at their schedule this year, like I said, I think they're set up for a pretty good run this year. Now, it's not the easiest schedule ever. Fairly similar to last year, but a few tweaks here and there with the ACC changing kind of who's in it. But let's start off with Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt, SEC school, yes, but not a very good one. I think Virginia Tech beats them. I think they're too much there. That'll put you at 1-0. You've got Marshall at home. I think you kind of get a get-back game from last year. Probably handle Marshall pretty good. That'll put you at 2-0. At Old Dominion, first off, I don't know why you're playing at Old Dominion. That really doesn't make sense to me. But you should have won that one, put you at 3-0. All right, so now you get this tough 2-game stretch here, Rutgers and Miami. I know you're hosting Rutgers, but like I said, I'm really high on Rutgers this year. I have them in my top 20 preseason-wise. I think Rutgers beats them. They kind of beat them pretty handily last year, and I think Rutgers is going to do it again. Unfortunately, Virginia Tech, I think they lose that one. That puts you at 3-1. Then you go to Miami. All right, Miami, probably Mario Cristobal's probably his most talented team yet, whether it's at Oregon, whether it's at Miami. I think Virginia Tech loses that one too. That'll put you at 3-2. Stanford, that's a good cupcake for you that enters the ACC. That'll put you at 4-2. All right, then you get a bye going into this next stretch. All right, so 4-2 going into the bye. And then I think this 4-game stretch here is kind of going to define your season. Because with 2 losses now, you can make the playoff. And really, right now, even with those 2 losses that I've said so far, they only have 1 in conference. So with 1 conference loss, you're still probably making the championship, ACC championship. But this 3-game stretch in particular, not only Clemson, we'll talk about Clemson in a minute, but Boston College, Georgia Tech, Syracuse. I think they're going to lose 1 or 2 of these. Every one of these is going to be a 50-50 game almost, a coin flip. I think they can beat Boston College. I think they're too talented right now, so that puts you at 5-2. Georgia Tech, if that was away, I would take Georgia Tech, but being at home, I'm going to give it to Virginia Tech, so I'll put you at 6-2. Going to Syracuse, not going to be easy. Syracuse is really talented this year. They loaded up in the portal. I think they actually lose this game. That'll put you at 6-3. Then you've got Clemson. All right, Clemson, Never easy. Not going to be any easier this year. K Klubnik is back at quarterback. I think that'll lose that one. Put you at 6-4. Then you've got Duke and Virginia to end the year. That puts you at 8-4. So with that being said, 8-4, not a bad year for Virginia Tech. That is an improvement from last year. And I think, give or take a game, they could end up with 10 wins easily. Like, you could beat Rutgers, you could beat Syracuse or Georgia Tech. That'll put you at 10 wins. The only, for sure losses I'm probably seeing here are Miami and Clemson. And even with Miami, you never really know what to expect. They could crap the bed and, run the ball when they need to take a knee and blow the game. I don't know. But as of right now, I've got them at 8-4. If you can somehow sneak to 10-2, if everything falls right, where Clemson and Miami go undefeated, you could somehow sneak into that top 15 range, be in the conversation for that last playoff spot. But as of right now, I've got them at 8-4. But what do you think of Virginia Tech next season? Do you think they can win the ACC first off? What do you think of their schedule? What's their record going to be? Let me know. Comment down below. Make sure to like this video. And most importantly, subscribe.